going on today, everybody? We're back in the fish room, and as you can see, we are rescaping and tearing down the entire 100-gallon, soon-to-be Discus tank. We only have one lonely Discus in here. That's going to change very, very soon, hopefully. But as of right now, I cleaned out the entire sump, all my ceramic media. All my ceramic media cleaned out because it's never been cleaned out since I started the bad boy like 2 years ago. So there's a good thick layer of scum at the bottom of that sump that was pretty filthy. But we're currently, as you can see, emptying this tank out, probably to 75% water change. We will then move our Discus into one of our tanks over here just to hold her. One of these tanks is actually at 80 degrees. I have a temp in it. I have a heater in it. It's my variegated platy tank. Man, I bit my tongue. But I'm going to catch the Discus out, put it in there for now until we get this back to how we want it. Because the water's going to be colder than what they would like. So, yeah. But yes, as of right now, we're emptying most of the water out of here. We're going to get it filled back up, and then we're going to get to scaping this bad boy out strictly for Discus. So it's going to be an impressive planted tank. But as this is emptying out, I have some things to show you guys. So we are going to go over the fish that I am breeding, the fish that I am bringing to the fish swap right now, today, Sunday. Well, it's Saturday, but Sunday for you guys. These are the fish that I'm bagging up currently as we speak and bringing to the fish swap. Let's see what we got. So, all these trout goodiots will be getting bagged and brought to the fish swap. That's a nice female there. Let's see, there's a male right there. Actually, there's a baby male. There's a male right there. So all these guys will be going, babies included. These babies are not quite yet big enough. Our jewel cichlid, those babies are not quite big enough, and there's a ton of them in there, so those aren't going yet. These peacocks, these albino peacocks, and the rock curbensis is going. We're working on breeding those. I might be bringing all of my guppies, like that guppy male right there. There's a nice guppy male right there. So we'll probably be bringing him as well, because I think I'm going to restart my guppies. I'm going to get a nice trio or pair at the fish swap that I've never had before and get those bred up, because I think I'm just going to restart on the guppy. I want a little restart, you know? Now, these female rock curbensis are going to be going. Those two right there. So, this tank will be empty other than Denise, of course. This tank will be empty other than our sun cat that you can literally see his head. Barely. He's like right there. You can barely see him in that sponge. I don't know why. He just always hides there. He just always hides there. This tank will be empty other than our Jack Dempsey's, which we got one right there. You can't hide forever, buddy. Can't hide forever. But yeah, we got a male and female in here, which is awesome. You can barely see the tail of that one. He's hiding behind that rock. But, so we got our Jack Dempsey's breeding in here, hopefully. Jewel cichlids in there. This tank will be empty other than the sun cat, which we will probably add Denise into here, because look at all the food for her to eat. And then this tank will possibly be my guppy tank, and then this tank will go into something else. This, all my live bearers will be going, other than a pair. So that giant female there that is full of babies is staying, as well as one of the males. Probably him. Probably him who's chasing everybody around. Severums are staying, of course. Now, do you see a problem with this tank? The green water, all these shell dwellers are going as well. A lot of shell dwellers are going. But, so you see how this tank is completely green water, everything else is fine? How I got green water, there was a whole bunch of algae on top of the glass lid. And it got knocked off while I was doing a water change at one point, and like a big chunk of algae fell to the ground, and a whole bunch of snails were eating it, and I was like, that's perfect. We're gonna get snails to breed like crazy in this tank so I can feed Denise here. That worked, but backfired because I then rubbed the entire top of the glass, all the algae went right into the tank, and now, yeah, algae bloom. That's how that works. So yeah, that's how algae blooms work. If you stir it up into the water column, it obviously goes in the water. So yeah, note to self, don't do that. Oh my gosh, look at these rainbows all colored up. Look at those rainbows colored up. Isn't that something crazy? Look at him. Man, oh man. In this tank, we plan on breeding some Congo tetras, so I think I'm gonna pull a male and my one female and try and get them breeding in one of those empty 40s. Like, look at that male. We only have one female. Oh, she's in the back right there. Right there. Yup, there she is. Gosh, those rainbows are so colored up. I haven't even seen them colored up at all. Angels, I think I'm going to bring all my angels as well because I want to restart those. I want to restart those too because I want like a group of 5 and then them pair off on their own, you know? It's way easier for them, for like me to know what's male and female, and I think that's just going to help a lot. And now, last but not least, that's going to the swap, is some of our yellowtail ACI. So we got a nice group here. Yes, it doesn't have a light on it. I know, the light will be here tomorrow. Yes, I know, I keep saying the lights will be here tomorrow, but this time they actually will be here tomorrow. So we're going to keep our male, and then our female, I'm going to have to find her out of those 4. They should be fairly easy to tell because I think that's the female right there, to be honest. But yeah, we're going to figure out which is which, keep the pair, breed the pair more, obviously, because they did so well, because of the amount of babies I have in this top 125. And yeah, I'm thinking about bringing some plants too, but those plants might get planted into this 100-gallon tank once it's done emptying. AKA all my crypts right there. Those are going in the 100, and some massive scapings going on. We're loading the entire bottom of this tank with root tabs. This tank is going to be planted to the max, the most you could possibly do, and it's going to look amazing. We're about halfway. We'll get back to you once she's about empty, and we can catch this girl out, huh? Alrighty, the tank is low enough to where I'm gonna catch this little girl out. Why are all fish like girls? I don't know why that is. Like, it's not necessary. It's like, come here, girl, you know? Come here. Yeah, come here. The red on this thing is so pretty. Like, that is so pretty. Now for me to get a whole bunch of them. I can't wait. Let's put you in here temporarily. Just temporarily, buddy. Everything's fine. You're okay. She's gonna be all right. Everything's gonna be fine. Yeah, see how she's a little darker? That's that stress kicking in, you know? She's fine, look at her. Nobody's gonna mess with her in here. Everything's gonna be fine. I think the only jealous one in here is gonna be our galaxy beta fish. He might be all right. He's just checking her out. Yeah, see, she's fine, man. She's friends. Trust. Trust, buddy. Everything's fine. See, he's just gonna check her out, dude. She's like 7 times your size, man. Relax. Look at him, though. Good for him. Look at her. She's colored up nicely as well. Man, they're gonna breed so well. If I can just get them to, those babies are gonna look nice. But yes, that's temporary. She'll probably be only in there for a day. We're about empty and we're about to start cooking. Look at this. What an absolute mess. Yes, I remember to turn the heater off, don't worry. All right, well, not super great to see into because this glass is pretty significantly, or acrylic, is pretty significantly scratched. But it looks just fine when it filled up with water. So what we're gonna have to do is fill it up with water, but as you can see, the amount of red jungle val that I have in this tank, specifically in the foreground here, we're gonna pull all that out because there's still plenty of jungle val in the back, and we're gonna be bringing those to the fish swap as well. So, since the fact that this tank looks like booty hole, we're gonna go ahead and fill it back up with water, and then do the scaping. I think that's probably best bet, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm filling the tank from the sump. The sub pump will pump it into the tank, but I'm stealing the water from our 300 because we might as well get some fresh water in the 300 and use that water in here. It's much warmer than well water, plus it's already cycled in good fish water, so it'll heat up faster so we can get our discus back in there. And the fish that we get at the fish swap will be able to go straight in, no worries at all. So we're gonna get this bad boy filled up. And this piece, I have a piece of poly acrylic on the bottom, just so it doesn't splash a massive hole, as you can see, into the substrate. I'm just sitting on a bucket while this is filling up, and these Jack Dempseys, they keep coming out, and they never come out. So you got one all the way in the back there. You see? There's the other Jack Dempsey right there. You never get to see him, but I can't get too close, because once they see any little bit of movement, they run away. Look at that thing. Look how colorful he is, or she. Male or definitely male and female, obviously. Look at the colors. But which one's the male, which one's the female, right? I don't know. Maybe they got babies back there. I just thought that was interesting. All right, so tank is filled up, as you can see, but she's a little murky. So we're gonna let this tank cycle till tonight, and then we'll finish it up tonight. It's gonna look good. We're gonna get it all planted, scaped out, ready to go for hopefully our new discus. Just like that, she's nice and clear. Still obviously not super clean. You can literally see all the mulm right there. Yeah, we need some fish in here to kick all that up. And you can see my little platform I made for the water coming down onto it. But yeah, that tank is still fairly empty, and that's what the noise is. We have an absolute rainfall coming down in there. A little bit of brown algae from these powerful lights. I probably need to turn down the old amount of time they're on, because there's nothing to really soak up all that light, if you will. Let's get to scaping, shall we? Obviously, we're gonna start with some hardscape. Going back to our wood, of course. Have to go back to the wood. Let's get this piece of plastic out of here, huh? Try not to kick up too much stuff. And just like that, kicked up a whole bunch of stuff. Great. It's always something, man. It can never be easy. It can never be easy. But I have some different wood that I would like, but it's inside. So I'm gonna go run inside and grab that quick. All right, so this is that same type of wood. I created it for our tank inside, but I took it out because I'm trying to breed some of those albino peacocks in there. But I'm thinking this is going to give me a nice center point to work off with. I mean, that is a nice looking piece of wood there. I did have to create this too. This isn't one piece. This is actually 3 different pieces of wood. It just snuggled right into that spot right there. Okay. Now that we got that piece in, let's get these pieces back in here. Hopefully they still sink. Perfect. Nah, they're trying to float on me. Ooh, I like that. That's got a lot of character there. So I'm thinking 3 different sections, if you will. Nice 3-piece sections. 3 separate islands, almost. Stay. All right, stay there. Don't move a muscle. Now I gotta think of how I wanna add these rocks in here, you know? You kinda have to all make it cohesive, but it doesn't have to be perfect. It's supposed to look natural. It's supposed to look like nature. That made this guy stand up, honestly, quite nicely. Can I rotate you though? Money. Oh! I wanted you standing up like that. Okay. That's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Let's go get a couple more rocks. Let's not skimp out on the hardscape. But we also have to keep in mind, we need plenty of swim room for our discus. I'm thinking over here, I kind of want to keep the center open. Oh, I dislodged that piece. Hold up. That dislodged it, but then helped it with that rock. I kind of want to keep the center open here because on the pieces of wood individually, we're going to put mosses, we're going to put anubias, we're going to put all sorts of stuff on the wood to make it more natural, if you will. But as of right now, it's looking pretty darn good. But I want to keep that center open. Keep that in mind. Keep the center open. Now what we're going to do is just put a couple of sampler rocks in there, just so like it kind of matches the bigger rocks, you know? Again, this stuff isn't rocket science. I mean, it's just get stuff thrown in there, make it look natural. It ain't got to be perfect. The less perfect it is, really, the better. So now that we got our hardscape looking minty, I have tried to kind of mess with the lights a little bit. I don't know what I want. I just don't know what would be brighter, you know? Brighter is always better. That's just straight white and blue. See, it's not as bright is what I'm saying. Like the shop lights are just so much brighter. Like you can't beat the shop lights. You know what I mean? So like if I use this shop light, it's still not as bright as the other one. See what I'm saying? It's just not bright enough. Where these ones are just so much stronger. But I need them at 6,500 or 6,500K just to get the color I want, you know? That's just a little more yellow, but I don't know what's better. What do you guys think? Enough talking about that. Let's get some plants thrown in this bad boy, Now already, again, we have the red valve already in here, the red jungle valve. Most of it's in the back. I took pretty much all of it that was in the front out, and we'll bring that to the fish swap, of course. But I have Anubias. We got all those crypts that are sitting in the other tank that I showed you guys already. We got to get those thrown in here and scattered around. We got plenty of Java moss. We got some stuff to do. All right, two giant, like these crypts are massive. They're gonna look so good in here. The thing is getting to the bottom of this. And we're gonna stuff this thing full of root tabs. Trust me on that. This thing is going to be plumb full of root tabs. The crappy part is you guys can't really see. Let's just break off a lot of these roots here. That'll promote growth as well. That'll stimulate them roots to really start growing for us. That one went in good. Yeah, I think the strat is to cut that hunk off. That looks beautiful. I'm telling you, it's gonna come along. It's gonna be looking minty once I'm done. I like me some crypts. They do really well in my water, so like, might as well grow them. They just do really well in my water. And like I said, at every bottom of each crypt, we're putting a root tab in there so they explode. We got to save a couple of them for some couple other scapes, but as of right now, we're looking good. Let's go ahead and I'm going to steal some of this corkscrew valve. It stays fairly short. You can literally see it's literally corkscrewed. Oh, really? I walk over there and this thing... Oh, everything just went haywire, huh? Nice. Oh, no, just this. Okay. Oh, gosh. How did we have this thing? How did you get dislodged? We're about halfway, so you can see that corkscrew valve planted down in there. That's a good one. See, that one back there's a little deeper. That one's good. See how these are way down in there? Just got to make sure those roots are down in there, man. All right, now let's get some mosses and Anubias in there. We're going to be looking pretty good. We just got to let this thing clear up so it stops looking like this. They sent me some stem plants plus the Anubias. Right on, this will work good in this tank. Nice. I never had like super good luck with stem plants, but hey, maybe this will be different. Maybe it'll be different. So the Anubias doesn't need to be planted in the substrate. So we're just gonna weave it into our driftwood. And it just gives a nice enhancement, a nice texture change. Now for the stem plants, you just stick them in the substrate and the roots are supposed to grow, right? Stem plants grow tall, so we're gonna put them in the back and hope for the best. Hopefully they find some root tabs, huh? Yeah, I think we're just gonna put them in front here. We're just gonna have a nice patch here. Telling you, they just like to pull out on me. My rock's falling over here. We kind of have a wreath type thing going on here. Oh my gosh, that might work. Because it was like a perfect wreath. And it went around everything. Everything's trying to move on me. I gotta stop touching stuff. That's it, I'm done. I can't. Everything keeps moving on me. Yeah, that shadow in the middle, that's gonna go away with, I'm getting a new light. It's coming tomorrow, Sunday. Today for you guys. But it's gonna be the 6500K like brightness, like the color. So it's gonna be a little more blue, which I don't know if I like. I kinda like the cooler temps, I don't know. All these tanks are the same lights as that light. Well, those two lights. But like, would you rather have this or would you rather have it more blue? You guys put it down in the comments. What would you rather see? Because I'll get different lights. Because like, so these tanks are 5,000K. This tank, the floodlights are 6,500K. It really doesn't look much different, right? This tank, 6,500K. Again, spotlights, literally floodlights. So I don't really know what, you guys put it down in the comments what I should do. Put it down in the comments, like I said. That's what we need. And then this tank is just a standard fish tank light. This tank's doing well. Nice. All right, let's let this tank calm down for the next hour or two, and we'll see the final result. So, stick with me. Let's see what she's looking like. All right, just like that, the finished product of our scaping. Still just a touch murky yet, just a touch, but cleared up significantly. I think that is a well-scaped tank. And then if anything, it's gradually gonna get better and better, obviously because of plant growth, but all this mulm in here is gonna get kicked up by our discus, and I'm thinking of some bristle noses in here as well. I don't know, some type of pleco in here that we can get breeding. Might as well, right? And the discus can eat their babies if they like. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed the video, like, subscribe. If you guys are at the fish swap, come say hi, man. I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.